It's the Brad and John Show.
Brad and John Show. Today's date is the 15th of September. It is a Monday, TGIM. This is Charlie Block, which means we started right around 7:40, and we're just a little bit late this morning. 7:48? We're a little bit late, John? A little bit late?
Yeah, whatever. It's close enough, Brad.
So, John, anything you want to discuss in C Block? I've got a couple things left. I just wanted to give you the chance to see what you had to say first.
I didn't know that I would have the opportunity to do that. Thank you for that, Brad. I would suggest folks go to johncombest.com today and just see a few links that I have up. Thanks to Brad, we have posted up today YouTube versions of my weekend show, The Farm Show, here on Westplex Talk 104.5. Brad, thank you for getting those YouTube videos posted. And if you go into those YouTube videos, you'll see timestamps. And we had a few things on the show, but a gentleman named Ethan Thampy, who folks are familiar with, who listened to our show, go in more detail about his 2026 hemp and cannabis initiative. Also talk on an agronomic side about the challenges for hemp production in Missouri. We do have folks in Franklin County who plant, grow, and process hemp. So I thought it would be cool to have Ethan on to at least talk a little bit about the agronomic piece. So thanks for the opportunity to plug that, Brad.
John's making a little bit of dig at me there because of the fact that
Brad, no, I'm not. You thanks to you, we have the YouTube videos up.
Well, no. You said they didn't go up properly, and I will tell you.
Well, they didn't, but Brad, you put A block up, and then I put up B and C block.
Okay.
I'm giving you credit. Accept the compliment, Brad.
John, here's what I'm doing. And I didn't discuss this with you. I should have. But there's an option I have on Red Circle that I can put things up into the future. And I didn't want to steal your thunder by putting the show up on Friday. So what I did was I set it so it would automatically put itself up on Saturday after your show. And,
nice. Okay.
And apparently that did not work properly because I set it up. I went into the where you can set the date and the time and the whole bit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I set it up for like 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The idea being your show runs from 10 to 11, and 2 or 3 hours later, it shows up on the podcast as well as to the video podcast on YouTube. And apparently, I'll go back and look at it because, matter of fact, I did look at it last night. And it looked like I had it set correctly, and for some reason, it did not populate properly through Red Circle. And
they posted to Red Circle. They didn't post to YouTube though.
Really? Because I know I checked that box on all 3 of them. I double checked it because
sometimes it happens, Brad.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's still very, very early. We're still learning the tech stuff. So for folks who want to find that stuff, you can go to my website today, and then there's in the A block. There's a bunch of very specific ag stuff for the ag community.
John, I'm going to say something right now that there's a theory in the stock market of how you make money, and I know it sounds old.
No, I haven't heard of it.
You buy low and sell high, right?
Oh, okay. I hadn't. That's news to me.
Buy low and sell high. Okay. I'm saying right now, the city of St. Louis should now move their bid for the Kansas City Chiefs right now because the world famous Kansas City Chiefs, who could do nothing wrong, are now 0-2. On the
season. Can you believe it, Brad?
0-2. So now would be that because you know what's going on in Kansas City. Matter of fact, I don't know if you know this or not, but in the Kansas City downtown office area, they've set the elevators in all the high-rise buildings in downtown on both commercial and residential, like some of the apartment buildings and things like that. You can't get past the second floor because they're afraid there will be people who, if they get the third or fourth or fifth floor, will be jumping out of windows in Kansas City because the Chiefs are 0-2.
Can you believe it, Brad?
And what's interesting about this is there are people that are saying it's the Taylor Swift curse.
Oh, yeah, she's bringing some bad juju, right?
It's the Taylor Swift curse. And if you watched the game yesterday, the thing that pretty much sealed the defeat of the Kansas City Chiefs. Did you see this play by any chance, John?
No, I don't sit around and watch football, Brad. What happened?
Travis Kelce bobbled a pass to him. And this is when they were going to go ahead. They were going to come out ahead in the game, and they were possibly going to go. And if this pass would have been completed to Travis Kelce, they would have won the game. But instead, Travis Kelce bobbled the pass. It went up the air, and it was intercepted by one of the Eagles players. So, and then the story was, hold on a minute, I got to clear my voice. Because I was listening to on radio on Mr. Holthaus, who does a great job of the play-by-play, was giving a sideline play-by-play of Travis Kelce stalking the sidelines for at least 2 to 3 minutes after this play, blaming himself. And Mr. Holthaus said at one point that Coach Reed went over to him, gave him a tap on the butt, and said, "Come on, dude, get your head back in the game." And then they went on to lose the game. So right now, once again, my example of when I had money in the bank and I went to my stockbroker and I said to him, I want to buy 100,000 shares of TWA Airlines at $1 a share. He
brought somebody over, and what did they tell you, Brad?
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You've got a new account with us. You can't take your $100,000 and buy 100,000 shares of TWA at $1 because it's just you might as well just throw your money out driving along the highway because you're going to lose your money. And I think a month later, TWA hit 6, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a whole other story, which I still remember, unfortunately, because my $100,000 would have turned into $500,000.
Oh, if only, Brad. If only. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I should have said.
Travis had been listening to the Fearless album from Taylor, and his favorite song was Untouchable, but it's not grab and knock into the opponent's hands, That's a long way to go for a Taylor Swift fan, I admit.
To summarize my point there, the St. Louis people should. Matter of fact, I should have brought this up at not this past month's of the last month's, I guess would have been the August meeting of the Colorado Weldon Springs Chamber. When my buddy, you know who my buddy is out there at the Economic Development Center? You know who I'm
his
talking about?
initials are SD. Do you know his name, Brad?
Yeah, Scott Drachnik. Okay,
there we go.
Scott Drachnik was bragging about how they're bringing so much money into St. Charles County with sports, and I was tempted to put my hand up and say, Scott, what are you doing to bring the Royals and the Kansas City Chiefs into St. Louis?
Yeah, and he's like, hey, you talk about it every 2 weeks. Now, is Scott talking about, does he count the St. Louis Ambush as a sports team?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Are you, now, Brad, you haven't given us an update in a couple months. Do you still claim that Scott Drachnik doesn't like you?
He doesn't. I know he doesn't.
Okay. I'm just making sure that imaginary beef is still like a real thing.
Well, see, he's super mad at me because what happened on April 1st.
Oh, yeah, you made a post that said, what was your April? You made some kind of a post
I put on
that you thought was funny that normal people just skipped over. Then you thought that by them skipping over it and ignoring it, they were mad at you, right?
No, it went down within like a half an hour. I put a post on his Facebook page that he was leaving the St. Charles Economic Development Center to take a job with the newly created East St. Louis and Sauget Economic Development Center.
Now, that's actually very funny.
And he didn't appreciate
really
that at all.
funny.
He didn't appreciate that at all. Okay. One more thing to talk about, John. John, you and I neither of us are slaves to fashion, correct?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. Are you familiar with the men's line of footwear called Wolf and Shepherd?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Wolf and Shepherd are the ones that, and remember, I talked about this on the old days with Shelley, and it still goes on. You'd see these guys in very nice suits, and they had these goofy donkey shoes on that looked like tennis shoes because they were like black tops, but they had white soles. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. We've talked about this. Okay, I remember, yeah.
Okay. Over the weekend on the internet, I saw an ad for the new Wolf and Shepherd shoe. And they're taking this to the new extreme where, and keep in mind, for a while, it was to the point where every time you saw some well-dressed guy on TV, especially the sports guys, if you saw them like on ESPN where they were like, they were walking around in the studio and things like that, they had on very nice tailored suits, and they had these goofy donkey shoes that looked like black tennis shoes with white soles. Now, they were actually leather uppers, but they were black or brown, and the soles were white. So in other words, it was like, okay, what the hell is that? Why are you wearing, that would be like with a tuxedo wearing like a jock strap on the outside of the pants. You know what I mean? It'd be like, okay, what the hell is that? Okay. So the new thing is Wolf and Shepherd has come out with this new shoe they're now calling the new dress shoe, which is a full-blown tennis shoe. It's white all over. And this is the new dress shoe. I'm going like, what the hell is this? I mean, and I want to tell you something. I'm going to get in trouble by saying this because you know what I thought of, John? And I'm going to get, matter of fact, someone may come and burn the transmitter down after I say this because of the fact.
What'd you think of?
I thought to myself, this is like transgender stuff. You can just say, hey, I'm a man, but I'm really a woman. And that's like saying, hey, this is a tennis shoe, but it's a dress shoe.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. So do you think this is just a matter of lowest common denominator? Like, okay, we'll put in some effort in wearing clothes that fit and are of high quality fabric, but then we'll just throw on some shoes, and if other people think that they're dress shoes, we'll pretend that they're dress shoes.
Well, yes.
Is this just a low effort thing, you think?
Yeah, well, to me, it's just exactly what you said. It's pretend. It would be like me saying, I'm really a 5'4" tall woman with blonde hair, and I weigh 110 pounds. And people go look at me and go, okay, you're over 6 feet, and you look like you're plus 200 pounds, and you're bald, and you got a bad-looking toupee from Hans Wyman. You're not a 5'2" woman who's blonde, who weighs 110 pounds. Oh, yeah, I am. Don't you believe me? I am. And it's the same kind of crazy thing. It's like, oh, yeah, they're not tennis shoes. They're dress shoes. No,
yeah,
they're
I'm looking at some of them online, Brad. And yeah, I mean, they're what you would expect. And I look back, and you smartened me up about this brand, Brad.
Yes.
Back in January of 2024. I had never heard of them then, and I'll blame my declining middle-aged memory on the fact that I don't remember that conversation. But yeah, you smartened me up to the existence of Wolf and Shepherd back then, and we had the same conversation, and you and I agreed that there's no such thing as a white-soled dress shoe.
Okay, now, am I kidding about them the new ones looking like just regular tennis shoes that they're calling dress shoes? Am I kidding about that?
Yeah, they look like... Now, I have seen that there's quote-unquote fashion for men over 40 where you're supposed to, quote, everybody's supposed to own a pair of high-quality leather sneakers. And the rationale, Brad, and I thought of this the other day before you even mentioned this, is that I remember thinking, well, how hard is it to put on a decent pair of shoes instead of just slipping on a pair of this and saying that it's passable? You get what I'm saying?
Yes, but you have seen what I'm talking about, the new dress shoes that are...
Yeah. I mean, they look like really nice sneakers. Like if somebody wore them to the gym
exactly.
and you were friends with them,
right.
You'd say, hey, those are cool workout shoes.
Or as my son would say, hey, nice kicks. That's what
kicks. Yeah, very 90s. That's right, Brad.
So it's not just me. You saw it as well, too, now that I mentioned that. They are damn tennis shoes, aren't they, John? They're...
Yeah, and this pair that I'm looking at, you can get for only $159.
Yes, I know. It's to the point where it's
what a deal, Brad. Hey,
I'm going
nothing compares to the Joe Biden wide box Hocus stuff.
Yes, it's like
which you also smartened me up about, Brad.
The whole crazy thing. It's whatever we call it is. Yes, it may look like a Volkswagen, but it's actually a Mercedes. Yes, it looks like you live in North County, but you actually live in Ladue. You know, it's like, oh, my house is in North County.
I would love to stay in chat, but Don Marsh is covering a hijacking situation. And he told me, Brad, I don't know if you know this, but he told me that I look good.
John,
I'm going to file a complaint with HR.
Yes. And that's because he thought you were Karen Foss. Okay, say goodbye, John.
See you tomorrow, Brad.